Alright, very professional. Alright,
One
so,
dog left, but she's quiet.
last week stream, you had realized that the ship you are on is a convoy ship. It is carrying forms of exotic and magical creatures to probably very wealthy buyers over in the next continent. This was found out by, I believe, Sean? Am I correct?
Think so.
When you
Wait,
had go.
it was found out by Sean, then the captain told me after.
Crow, you had gone down to the storage area and you saw this skeletal fish swimming around in a tank with this purplish eye, and he started banging on the glass. And we have a new follower, thank you. What else? There was always like the whole food thing, you trying to look around, seeing what's there and what isn't. The very large lack of hygiene in some folks, I will not delve into, as well as the profuse vomiting by our beloved Valkyrie. We left off exactly when the plague doctor had to finally like slump down at the door at the end of the day, and he looks outside the porthole window. As he does so, he starts taking out his crossbow, and Jackson Hayes, you hear in the back of your mind, there's something here, there's something nearby.
I tell everyone to get ready.
Alright, Luigi, you finally stop vomiting. Thank God. What do you wish to do?
I ask how dangerous the thing is.
I have no clue.
You kind of like see him, and then after a few minutes, you begin hearing the sound of a bell clanging on top of the ship. A sound of a warning. A vessel is coming nearby at a rapid speed. You can all give me perception checks if you wanna like look out the window, or like kind
All
of
of
rush
us?
over to the. If you want, that's it. There's like 2 windows which you guys can look out of.
18 total.
18 total.
Me perception, right?
Yes.
Perception. 11 total.
18 total.
11 total. 18 total. The DC is 18, so those who got an 18, which I never did, correct? Anyone else?
So did I. 18
And
total.
as well as Sean.
I don't see jack shit.
Yeah, you're blind. At least nobody got a 1 this time round. You begin seeing there's a large layer of mist on top of the water and something's breaking through it. A large vessel made out of what seems to be black wood. The sails tattered and in rags. You don't see anyone manning it. What do you guys do? You tell me what to do. What you were gonna do.
Is there such a thing as the ghost ship?
In legend, yes.
I asked the plague doctor, what is that?
What is that? The plague doctor kind of like looks over to you. I am not a man of the sea. These are beyond my realms of consciousness.
So
So basically, he knows jack shit.
Yes, that's a correct assumption.
can I do insight check to see if I recognize the ship or from the
It
legends?
would be more of a history check rather than an insight, but sure.
Fine by me. Six.
You know fuck all, I'm afraid. You kind of like try to rack your brain when it comes to ghost ships, but you've never heard of one like this, with the black wooden boards going all across it, as well as tattered rags. You've never seen anything like it.
Could I try?
Sure, you can give me a history check since you've seen it.
Never mind.
How much?
1.
You begin trying to think extremely hard, and you give yourself a migraine. You take 5 points of damage. As you're just like... and like a small blood vessel like throbs heavily in the side of your head. Alright. You guys start hearing the sound of like heavy footsteps upstairs walking around, as well as the captain yelling orders. What are you guys gonna do?
Let's go upstairs and see what's going on. See what we can help, guys. Is everyone in agreement?
Sure.
Root,
Well,
Louis. Professional. Alright.
Ruth, Louis.
I'm assuming there's the dog barking, hence why they're muted, so we'll have to carry on without them for a bit.
So I guess we all rush upstairs.
You all begin rushing upstairs, and you just now see it as clear as day. This large black ship is pulling up behind you. And it's actually now kind of angling itself to come side by side with you. You can all give me perception checks if you want.
9 total.
9 total?
16 total.
16 total.
We're gonna roll for.
I'll roll
Louis and-
for, yep. For
10.
Valkyrie, 8. For, yeah, Fergus got it 2. So no,
Nice,
they
it's a
don't
10.
see anything. Alright, so, what was the highest?
Mine was a 16.
16, and Sean?
9 total.
9 total. Alright, perfect. Alright. With a 16, I'll say you just barely managed to see. As it kind of brings itself right next to you, you see that it's completely surrounded by this thick, grayish mist. And you see the wheel, like the main wheel, that controls everything, is being kind of turned on its own. You don't really see anything.
So can I do a perception check to see if I can see the captain?
Well, I mean,
19.
you kind of managed. I'll say rather than you rolled for insight, correct?
If it was inside, then it was 21.
With insight, you
Because
kind
I-
of realize that again, as I said, mentioned prior, there's nobody steering it at all. There doesn't seem to be
No,
any sign
as
of life.
in the captain of our ship.
Oh, you wouldn't have to roll for that, so sorry about that. Yeah, you just do that check, and you kind of like see him on the board, and you just see like he has a cutlass in hand and a firearm in the other at the ready. He's like looking over to it, like whispering under his breath. He doesn't know what to make of this. And as like all of this happens, both ships' anchors suddenly drop. As you just hear the sound of metallic chains going down. And that's clanging on something very, very large.
Okay,
In silence.
I rush over to the captain.
You kind of like make your way up the stairs, like push some crewmen out of the way, and it's like, "What do you want? What's going on?"
I'm about to ask you the same thing. What's that ship?
We don't know. We ain't seen nothing like it for a while. Some kind of
For-
aberration?
For a while?
What?
You said for a while. For a while? What do you mean by that?
Saw one like 20 years ago, but it just passed. We ain't got no clue what this is. You
So I can just say we should be ready for a fight?
We don't know. There's no crew, any signs of life, nothing. I mean, it kind of like points towards the deck, and you see like there's rotten food, and like, you know how a ship has a tiny bit of wood that like they put the cannons on. I don't know the exact term for it. It's like a ledge.
The poop deck?
No, it's like the thing they put the cannons on, so it's like a holder thing.
Kind
Okay,
of
okay, I know
What?
what the one you're talking about.
It's like a small ledgish thing where they can kind of like look over and not be completely exposed. As you're like up now on a higher level, you can see like very bleached skeletal corpses lying around with tattered clothing, rusted weapons, There's no sign of life. In fact, on the actual wheel itself of the other ship, you see what seems to be a clinging skeletal hand with a golden ornate ring. There doesn't seem to be any sign of life.
Just the hand, nothing
Yes.
else.
Just the hand. The body could be one of many. You can give me a perception check if you want to identify which body, but you do you.
Sure. 15.
You kind of realize it's like the one furthest to the front of the ship, surprisingly. So they probably hit something and his body was flung across and somehow dislocated itself completely from the shoulder. Root, Louis, what are you guys gonna do?
I guess I can ask if it's possible to explore.
I don't
If
think
you
that's a
want,
good idea.
sure. We ain't gonna stop you.
I really don't think that's a good idea.
Shouldn't we like just wait and see if they don't do anything
Yeah.
that might endanger us or something?
As you're,
We could
dis-
throw a pebble.
as
Best
you're
course of action.
discussing this, one of the crew members yells from across the ship, "Captain, the anchor won't come up! It's fucking jammed!" And you kind of like see the captain's cocks under his breath as he kind of goes over to it to see for himself. What are you guys gonna do?
Let's follow the captain. Maybe we can give a helping hand with the anchor.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Sure. You kind of all go over to the anchor, and as you do, can you please all give me a I'll say an Arcana check actually.
Arcana.
Natural 20.
17.
Somebody will go to natural 20. Let's see if we get a 1. Come on.
I-
Give me
I
that
got
one.
a 3.
Close enough.
3 in total. I got natural 1.
Oh boy. Uh-huh.
Me and Louis both got natural 1.
Oh god!
Oh boy. The couple that roll together die together.
True.
You both okay, in the case of Jackson
got a
Hayes
3.
and Crow, they kind of like are looking over this. Fergus and Valkyrie think it's a really good idea to go over on the side of the ship.
Can I stop them?
If you give me a natural 20 dexterity saving throw, by all means.
What?
Okay, I won't say natural. If you manage to get like an actual 20.
11.
Yeah, you kind of
okay,
like,
this
you're
was-
seeing them, you're like, the fuck are these idiots doing? What in the actual
Max.
fuck? And yes,
Max, I got an dexterity
yes,
saving throw or normal?
normal.
I got a 21.
You can decide to help one person. You have to choose.
So, who am I friends most with?
Oh
Hi,
boy!
buddy old pal.
I'll say Fergus. Sorry.
You kind of rush over and help Fergus as
Eat it, wench.
as Valkyrie looks over the side and something long and black just suddenly reaches up and is going to try and choke you from the
Can I try
water.
and pull her with me?
No, you were literally like, oh, this is a good idea. I'll look over the. Yeah, that's literally what happened. Luigi, I need you to give me a dexterity saving throw again.
Please don't die. 16 plus.
Alright, 16 is already enough. Don't worry about it. You kind of like you look over and you see this like sudden large black tendril is shooting up. You're like, nope, and you just like fall backwards onto your ass. All of you can see like this strange black tendril moving around now, recoiling back into the water. As you look now back over without going over the edge, you see the water around you is turning very inky, very fast.
Cracking.
What are you guys
Squid?
gonna do?
Captain, do you think we can force the anchor up?
Not by any means we think of. Given that one of you got a natural 20 on checking, I'd say you guys realize that this isn't stuck on some form of debris. It's being held,
Magic?
not magic.
By a
It's,
creature.
it's being held by something big. You can check if it's magic. Give me an Arcana check.
Oh shit.
All of us, or
If you want, all of you can. Like, I assume he shares this information.
Nineteen.
19.
Okay then.
18.
18. Louis, can you get another natural one?
Please don't, Louis.
14
14.
plus.
15 is the DC, so...
+2.
18. He got 18.
You guys kind of all realize this is probably linked with the ship. If you had to board it, it might not be the greatest idea, but until you deal with whatever is doing this, you guys are stuck. And you begin seeing this black water is slowly rising, and the ship isn't rising with it.
The ship isn't rising with it?
It is not rising with it.
So we're being sunk but not sunk at the same time?
Yes.
Well,
What are you guys gonna do? The captain's like frantically looking around, and he's like, "Guys, get on your ship now!" And then, like a
How would
few
that
of his
save us?
crewmen just like jump over onto their ship, looking around. There's nothing here. What are we looking
No.
for? Look for anything.
Captain! Captain, call your man back. Now.
There's something on that ship.
It's not safe to be on that ship.
It's way too dangerous.
You kind of. I would say the one closest to the edge would still be Luigi. Luigi, can you give me an insight check? Natural one.
Can I do an
Plus.
intimidation check on an intimidation in the meantime on the captain to get him to call the man back?
He got a
If you wanna
17.
try, sure. You kind of like look over in the water in such an angle, and you swear you see faces in the black, inky water staring back at you.
Max, I got
Do
13
you
on
share
the
this
intimidation.
information?
He just kind of looks at you. We need to find whatever's on that ship. There's nothing I can do.
This is the thing, that ship does not feel right.
Are you gonna go on the ship?
Not yet. Let's figure out what's holding our ship down first.
Wait, did I share information?
You
on
tell
what
me
to-
if you share information.
Yeah, I do.
So yeah, Valkyrie turns to you and she's like, the water has faces. The water has faces! The water's got faces! Yeah, it's like
Ask the
that.
play doctor if he knows anything about it.
The plague doctor is looking over the water, and even though he's like wearing a mask, you can kind of see that he's very puzzled by this. He doesn't know what to make of it.
Can I do a history check
Sure,
to see if I've ever heard legends of this?
sure.
14.
You kind of like try to rack your brain for any form of information about black liquid and or like ships being engulfed by random waves. There's nothing springs to mind. This is unlike anything you've ever heard of.
Well, guys, I think best course of action. Get ready for a fight.
Yep.
The other crew members are like they're on the other ship. One of them goes over to the wheel. And it's like, Captain,
with
there's
the
an
hand?
insignia on the ring. He kind of like looks at it. See if you can detach it and toss it over. Strange ship.
Do you really think that's a
I
good
don't think
idea,
that's a
Captain?
good idea.
He
Can you just describe
tries.
it?
He kind of like tugs at it a few times, and it doesn't come loose at all.
Or maybe someone could give him a piece of paper and draw the insignia. It could be a trap.
He's already tried and nothing happened. It's not a trap. He's like, it won't fucking come off. It's fucking jammed.
Or can't he toss over the hand?
No, he just tried to pull it off and failed.
Or chop it off.
It's already just an arm. What is he gonna chop off?
Chop the finger off!
Sure, do you yell this?
Sure.
Okay! He try. Oh, fuck. That's an actual one. He tries to, like, bring down his dagger on it, and he's literally sent flying into the blacky abyss. Like, ah! Jimmy! Yeah, like,
Ow.
How the fuck?
Well, we should have seen this coming.
alright,
We couldn't have! What the fuck?
I assume the ring has something to do with it.
No shit!
Fuck.
Valkyrie,
Yep,
you read a lot of books, right?
you can say that.
Wait, you're a scholar or some shit?
Valkyrie, let's both me and you jump over to the next ship. Check out the ring, see if you can understand the insignia.
The faces.
But she's scared. And it's another boat. Do you want her to vomit?
Strength check on picking up Valkyrie.
Sure. Well, say you have advantage given your previous prowess of Prince
He has to
Charming.
roll at me.
He has to roll. You have to roll a dexterity check to see if you move out of the way of him picking you up.
Oh shit, that's your 20!
He's got an actual one!
Oh, yep. He just like. This is why we don't have nice things, folks. This is. One moment. This is why I drink. Thank you. So he just grabs you, Prince Charming style.
No,
Give
no,
me an
no,
arousal
since
check.
No. Max, since I don't like Valkyrie that much, can I just throw her over my
Yeah, he likes Crow!
I guess sure.
Just like sack of potatoes over my shoulder.
You sack of potato him over your shoulder, and that's it with that natural 20. You kind of like jump over to the other ship. No problem.
11.
Plus?
What? It's arousal.
Oh, okay, 11.
Oh, you've never been more dry in your life. Wait, what a D20 or percentile?
It's 20.
Oh, alright, you're the semi at this point.
See,
You kind of,
Valkyrie,
like,
was that
jump.
so hard?
You jump over. I am going to need Luigi to please roll a Constitution saving throw with advantage. Advantage. Come on.
Advantage. Come on, Louis, you got this.
Oh, come on!
You have advantage.
A 5 and a 9.
9.
Total?
Yes.
Oh my fucking god. And we're back to vomiting simulator.
Oh god.
For fuck's sake.
What kind of stomach do I have?
A very weak one, apparently.
Apparently one that never ends.
You just like go over the side, and the water is
She
now.
looks
It's
tough
black.
and badass, but
The
then she
water-
just vomits all the
yeah.
time.
Yeah, the water is black, but now you can see like a segment of green.
On the faces! On the faces!
They just are like, the fuck. Serious, we swear. Alright, you kind of like, I'll say that's about it, given you only got a 9, it's not that severe. You kind of like pull yourself up, you wipe the vomit off your face and chuck it in the, well, water. And you kind of go over to the ring, I assume? Louis, what do you do?
I do an investigation check first.
Give me an investigation check. I'll say you have advantage because you would have read about this. Because did he get another fucking one? It's a good thing he has advantage.
Okay, I'm gonna check if I
Louis.
have another dice just in case.
Yes, please change his dice.
Just
I
grab
was
the
work-
dice he was currently using and burn it.
It was working on. He got another one! A different one!
Can you just burn his hands? Can you just burn his hands in general? Any dice he touches is now cursed.
Just use an online dice roller.
Not even. I probably got 1 on that as well.
I'm gonna have to take the dice out of my dice cage.
Okay, I am going to say give him another chance. Give him another.
Wait.
Jesus fucking Christ!
Okay, got a 13.
It's well, it's still got a 1 in it. You kind of look at it and you begin to recognize the insignia on it. I'm gonna need you to give me a history check with double advantage. You roll 3 times, take the highest.
Okay, so 2. Roll again.
What's with me today?
6.
Okay,
Roll again.
Improving. 3
And
different.
4.
Jesus Krispy Kreme Christ! Fucking hell! I surprisingly rolled low on the check. I got a 3. You successfully managed with a 6. Fuck if I know anymore. Fucking hell. You just like begin looking at it and you recognize this to be
It
the
works for me.
Jesus Christ. Okay, you kind of recognize the insignia to be one of the wealthy families that has no long been abandoned. You don't remember any of them still being alive or, well, mentioned. You can try and give me another history check. Just a base history check. To try and see if you know more details.
15 plus 17 total.
Flacha. 17.
Stick with that dice. You kind of like look at it and you realize this belongs to. I have to roll. Name. Mother, this belongs to. I have a notebook somewhere. I am very professional. In God we trust. They were known as the Constricted. This particular regime. Or, well, regime sounds more like a military unit. This kind of, like, royal family. They were known as the Restricted. You also know that they kind of died out due to their ties with dark forces and or magic. Similar to what you kind of had to sign yourself over to. You think there's some form of significance. What do you wish to do, Louis?
I share the little information I know. What's his name?
Restricted.
Jackson.
Jackson. So yeah, he turns over to you and there's like, this belongs to the Restricted. There's not much else that he knows, unfortunately. You kind of see that this ring itself is made out of what seems to be solid gold. And although it's skeletal, it seems to almost be permanently stuck to the wheel.
So we can't take the ring off.
You can try, but you don't know how. Alright, jump to nice. What you guys gonna do?
Can you read the insignia that's on it, Valkyrie?
What languages do you speak?
Abyssal, Common, Deep Speech, and Dark.
Okay, deep speech, so yeah, you can actually read it. You begin to read and it says, "Those who take it from my grave will forever be unbound."
Unbound from what?
That's all it says, you don't know? I am going to write
I
it
share
in the chat.
information.
I wrote it down for the sake of note keeping, because I know none of
Okay.
you fuckers take notes. Um,
Um,
what are you guys gonna do?
so we cannot take the ring because. Well, first of all, do you share this information, Louis?
Yes.
So do not take the ring because I'm bound. What does it mean by I'm bound?
It could be either uncursed.
I am going to ask Root and Sean. Both of you give me a perception check.
12.
Root?
1 second.
Checking how much.
8.
Alright. With the 12, I'll say you kind of see like the black water is beginning to reach a point where it's almost getting onto the lower deck. Whatever they need to do it fast.
Should
I
we?
share the information and advise the captain.
He kinda like looks over and like, what are you gonna do with the ring? Do it now! Do it now!
Should we risk unbounding it?
Valkyrie, try it on.
Isn't it sealed on?
You think that it's sealed, or like it seems like the rigor mortis kind of thing, like forced it to kind of stick tight. But you have this strange inkling in the back of your mind that you should be one to do this.
Yeah, sure, give it a go.
Alright. So, give me a Arcana check.
What's your dice?
Use the good dice, Louis.
He is. Plus Arcana.
12.
You manage to pull it off, and you kind of start angling in such a way, so it's not exactly touching your skin, just in case. And you do manage to break it off slightly. The water doesn't stop rising. Do you actually put it on?
Yes.
Alright, I am going to need you to give me a charisma saving throw.
Seventeen.
17. You manage to kind of hold face as there's a large searing pain going through your entire body. Like, this thing feels like it's pouring molten lava into your core, and you hear the voice of the demon you had done a pact with. Yet you find another piece of the puzzle, oh foul wench. I'll lend you more power for now, as you'll probably need it. You gain another level. Congratulations. Yeah, you gain another level Warlock. But as all of this happens, the water begins pooling in the lower decks. And all of you can now see the bleached corpses are now beginning to rise.
Oopsie.
Guys, get back here now.
This is the thing. Me and Louis are in the middle of the corpses.
There are around 4 around you right now. We will deal with your level up in the break, Louis, but for now, you like have your current.
Oh, sure. Quick question. Are there
Yes.
like pulleys or anything right now?
There's like a swivel cannon, but it looks rusted.
I said pulleys as in, magic forbidden thing.
Magic forbidden thing? What?
Magic is found
Cups,
on
not
the
police.
ship. Yes.
Ah, they don't know it's magical.
No, I mean, like, can I use magic or no?
You don't think that's a very smart idea?
It's
That's not a smart idea. Like, if you want to use magic, by all means, what can go wrong? Famous last words.
I take out my sword. Valkyrie, go to the other ship. I'll buy you some time.
Could it be possible for me to start and shoot the skeletons from long range?
Yes, you can. You have a 60-foot range with your normal gun, so I say you'd manage.
Okay, so I try to shoot at least 2 of them.
With
Can
a
I?
crossbow.
Do you have multi-attack? Not
No.
right
Sure.
now, so...
One at a time?
Yeah, like you use an entire turn to shoot one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I shoot one.
Okay. Give me a dexterity check, plus your proficiency, so you have a total of plus 5 or 6, I believe. How much? And we all know that's rolled on the floor.
Yep. Can I roll again?
Nope.
Okay. 13.
Alright, with a 13, let me just check the AC. Yeah, you do hit them. You hit them square.
Yay.
And please roll for damage.
The D20, right?
Yes, that's correct. Wait, no. What's your gun? Not a D20. It's a D12, your rifle.
Oh, the 12.
fuck? Woman, the fuck?
This one.
Is it a diamond-shaped one? I'm confused.
No, it's the one. That's a 12-sided dice. There's no other way to put it. It's a D20, but smaller.
Okay.
Please roll it.
Three.
Okay, and your dex mod?
Dexterity.
Yes.
7.
Total.
Yeah, total.
So you have plus 4 to your dex.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, so you kind of like take aim. Fire, you kind of like manage to knock one of the arms off of one of the skeletons. As you just see it turn, there's algae and what seems to be like some form of crustaceans growing on its face. It has no eyes, yet you can somehow tell it's staring at you. Okay,
Oopsie.
I need everyone to roll the initiative now.
I apologize to the skeleton and tell him I wanted to hit you on the head, not the arm.
Okay, guys, please, I'll roll for the skeletons. There's around 14 skeletons.
Wait,
11.
what are we rolling for again?
Roll
Initiative.
initiative.
14.
Okay, so more. 15. Okay.
Yeah,
Sean,
11.
how much?
11.
11. Ruth, how much?
11.
11. Who has the highest dex mod from between you, please? Sean, how much is your dex mod?
Dex mod plus 2.
Alright, so Ruth goes before you.
Okay.
Okay, Louis.
I got a 4.
Alright. Alright, so. Mark, you go first. You are currently surrounded by 4 skeletons, one which has 1 arm. There are 2 with what seems to be rusty cutlasses and others with large swords.
While I told Louis' character to run to make her way to the ship, I readied my sword. Now I'm gonna go for one of the guys with the large swords.
Okay. Roll to see if you hit.
16 total.
16th hit, you do hit. Please roll for damage.
Okay,
I'm assuming you're using your longsword?
longsword, yeah. So
Alright.
that's 1d8 plus 3 damage.
Okay.
The 8 is this one. $11 total.
You actually kill it. Like in one hit, you just kind of like bring down your sword and manage to dissect it in half.
I kid you not, I actually got an 8 from a D8.
That's good. And you're also not factoring in your strength modifier.
Yeah, no, that was just simply the +3 from the longsword.
Alright, so. Okay. Next up, we have Root. It is your turn again.
Okay. I try to reshoot the one and try to shoot him in the head.
If you're aiming at a particular point, you roll a disadvantage. Please give me 2 dice and tell me the lowest number.
Okay.
This goes for everyone. If you know that has a weak point, and then unless it's like a colossal, in which case it's easy to hit the weak point. If it's like low to you, you can roll a disadvantage to hit that particular point. How much did you get, Root?
3.
Oh boy, you misfire horribly. Bang! And that's the end of your turn. Sean, it is now your turn.
I take out my longbow and shoot at one of them.
Okay.
7 to hit.
7 to hit. I am sorry, you do not hit. You misfire as well. You're a bit rusty, haven't used your bow in a while. It is now the Plague Doctor's turn, who is going to take a shot with his longbow. He does manage to hit, just barely. He's going to shoot. And another skeleton is down. There are now down to 12 skeletons. He's going to take another shot, because he can actually do that. He hits, and for damage, he takes out another one. Alright.
So there's one skeleton left, right?
No, there are not exactly there's 2 left next to you, but there are a total of 11 on the ship. And you begin to
Okay.
see like the black water is rising, like on both ships now. You guys are literally not exactly waddling. You're like, you can tiptoe in this at this point. In the case of both Jackson Hayes and Valkyrie, it hasn't reached that high point yet. Alright. It is now the skeleton's turn, the 2 next to you. One of them is gonna turn to Jackson Hayes. Jackson Hayes, your AC is 12, correct?
Yes.
It does hit you, I am afraid. I am very sorry. You take 5 points of damage as it just like brings it down onto your leg, kind of like digging into one of your calf muscles. Another skeleton. Okay, this is going to go for Valkyrie. Valkyrie, your AC is 13, yes? It does
Yes.
hit you. You take... Jesus Christ. I'm gonna reroll that.
Sorry, and tight. It hit me or didn't hit me?
It did hit you. You take 6 points of damage.
6 points.
You said
Um,
5.
5? 5 points of damage.
Yeah.
In the case of Valkyrie, I am sorry, but you take 12 points of damage as this thing crits you. And it literally just passes its entire sword through your, like, shoulder blade.
So she has half health now.
Possibly.
Jesus.
Wait,
these-
how much?
She
Yes,
has
12.
12 left.
She has 12
Oh.
left.
Oh boy, this is an easy encounter, ironically. The captain is gonna also gonna try and chip in now. He does hit, he kind of like kills the one that attacked Louis. And like an instant hit, it was a crit on his behalf. So you are left there with the sword still impaled in your shoulder blade. Louis, it's your turn. You are in extreme pain.
Is it possible to use a crossbow?
At disadvantage, yes. Given that you are currently having to compensate for the big ass sword sticking through either side of you.
Is it safer to pull it out?
You probably deal more damage to yourself. There is no easy way to put this. You got crit.
I risk pulling it out.
Oh god, give me a strength saving throw. Oh boy, this is gonna be fun.
Oh god.
How much? How much?
7,000.
7.
You successfully managed to pull it out, but you also take. Oh, Jesus, sweet Mary, Mother of God. You take 11 points of damage.
Oh my god!
You
He has
take,
1 health left!
Oh god.
Jesus!
take
don't
the
die.
wheel. Take it from my hand. Save you. Given that you've taken so much fucking damage, that's the end of your turn. As you're just there screaming like a little bitch. And you're like, "Ah!" Top of the round, Mark, it's your turn. You see the wench pull out the sword and scream in pain as there is one skeleton left in front of you.
I'll do a dexterity check. I'll rush to the winch.
If you do actually run to the wench, you will take an attack of opportunity.
It's fine.
There's only the one in front of you. I don't know why you're running. Why am I helping you? Sure. Like right now, the rest of them are like slowly climbing up the stairs, but they have
Okay,
like
sure.
a turn to get there.
But if I attack it, then I don't have another chance to help.
Unfortunately, no, you wouldn't. But if you want, sure, you're gonna take an attack of opportunity.
Yeah, I'll take an attack of opportunity.
Oh, what is this with me rolling high? You get hit. Oh, Krispy Kreme aunt. You take 10 points of damage as this creature literally shanks you between your ribs, and you feel it. It's causing internal bleeding and a few seconds.
Jesus.
Okay. That doesn't end my turn, though, does it?
It doesn't. It's not the end of your turn. You can keep going, but you're in extreme pain.
Yeah. It's not basic casting. I use healing elixir on the wench.
Healing elixir. You have an actual healing elixir.
Yes. It's 2d4s and it heals +2 hit points.
Okay. Louis,
Should
can you
actually
please
get
roll
another
2d4?
Do you want I roll it for you, Louis?
Yes, please.
With your fucking luck, yeah, but look.
So who's rolling?
Mark, you're rolling for him.
Okay. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 points.
You heal up 9 points of health as he pours this concoction. What is Valkyrie's favorite food and or taste?
Pizza?
Fuck up, bro. Like example, cookie dough or like, fuck if I know. It can be
He
anything.
actually agreed. He said chicken.
You kind of like taste this chickeny broth as it hits your taste buds. It feels very warming to you. And yeah, you just drink it down. Now you gain that hit points back. That is the end of Mark's turn. Root, it is now your turn. Please roll to see if you hit a skeleton.
Yep.
Oh no.
Please tell me it's not a natural one.
Do I have inspiration?
I'll say you have inspiration.
Okay.
Jesus Krispy Kreme Christ.
What's with today?
Okay, 15.
You managed to hit one of them. Please roll for damage.
Eight.
You managed to kill one.
Yay.
Let's say it's the one that attacked Mark.
Revenge.
No, it's gonna take them a turn. It's to get up to you. Oh Christ, not all of them though. To roll for 8 skeletons. Bear with me. Okay, they kind of like 9 skeletons. Okay, they kind of like all clamber on deck now, and you just see some of them have like golden teeth and strange looking faces in a way. Some of them look quite disheveled and mutated. You are currently surrounded.
Me and
And
Valkyrie.
yes, and the thing is, as the water is seeping in through the floorboards, you begin to hear something stirring. The sound of something big beginning to just hit against the wooden floor under you, trying to break out. Okay, Louis, it's your turn. No, Sean, sorry, I skipped Sean.
I shoot another skeleton,
Please give me a roll.
and I miss again.
Okay, good for you. Louis, it's your turn.
There it is!
I guess I decided to slash my sword at one of them.
Sure.
Wait, before that. Does Mark hear this sound as well?
Of the...
Where? The banging,
Just-
yes, I do.
Yes.
Yeah, I focus on the skeletons in front of me first.
Okay.
Is there any skeletons in front of us at the moment?
Yeah, there are currently 9 surrounding you.
Jesus Christ.
Oh boy, this is gonna be fun. Louis, how much did you roll to hit?
Oi. 15.
You successfully hit something, congratulations. You can roll for damage. It's 1d6 if you're using a regular sword.
5.
5, you actually do manage to kill one, as he seems to have already been previously damaged by the natural elements. It is now the Plague Doctor turn. Jackson Hayes, I'm gonna say have a reaction round, as in the back of your mind you just hear, duck, now.
I duck.
Do you want to do a dexterity check to pull down Valkyrie with you?
Yeah.
Okay,
Dexterity check? you said?
yes.
Okay. 15 total.
15 total. Okay, I'll say, all of a sudden, Valkyrie, you just feel 2 hands on your shoulders pushing you down to the ground. To be fair, this isn't new for your character given your line of work, but let's avoid that. You just begin hearing the sound of repeated arrow shots. Sean and Root, give me a perception check.
9.
That's enough. Root.
8.
I'll say that's enough for both of you, actually. You kind of like look next to you, and you see the Plague Doctor has some kind of like wooden box on top of his crossbow. As he's shooting rapidly towards the other ship, shooting around 5 times before he just like puts it down, dropping the box and begins inserting arrows back within it. He has shot 5 times in one turn. Hit, hit, miss, miss, fucking crit. Madonna. With the crit, he manages to take 2 out with 1 arrow. So, I'll have to roll for the
So
other 2.
he
One,
still took
two.
down 5.
He took down 4 total.
Okay.
Alright, so there are now 4 skeletons left. It is now the captain's turn, who is going to take a shot. Okay, he doesn't hit, unfortunately. In anger, he's going to take his boot and throw it at them. He fucking... Ah! Okay, yep, there's a skeleton dead as a random boot now replaces where his head used to be. As he just threw it with a natural 20 force. And killed it with a fucking boot. I hate my life with a passion. Okay. There are 3 skeletons left. It is now the skeleton's turn. Skeleton hit. Skeleton
Hopefully no more
miss.
points in my shoulder.
Hit. Miss.
Don't jinx yourself.
Given that Jackson Hayes is above you, he's gonna be tanking this.
Giggity.
Ouch.
You take the. You take. Oh god, I think you're down from this. You take 18 points of damage.
I am down.
Oh no.
Wait, who?
Who?
Jackson Hayes, Mark.
I am
How much
down.
did he have previously?
11.
Oh crap.
Oh.
Oh god, and it's your turn! Mark, give me a death saving throw.
Negative HP. Jesus. I know.
Can I use an inspiration?
Yes, I'll say you have to.
13.
Alright, you manage it. You save your first death saving throw.
What
Alright,
do I have?
you have to do 3 to revive yourself.
Okay.
Unless somebody helps you, but given the situation, we all know you ain't getting help. Root, it's your turn. You don't see Jackson Hayes going down, you just see him like push down Valkyrie as the doctor kind of like mass fires. Root,
Yeah.
wake the fuck up. What do you want to do?
Thinking.
Do you want some Windows
there-
XP loading time? Come on.
There are more skeletons left, right?
There are a total of 3 skeletons left.
I guess I could just shoot one. Or
If
try
you
to.
want, sure, you could always try the boot method, but
Can I just throw my gun? No. No.
sure.
No.
Don't!
You probably deal more damage with it at this point. Just roll to see if you should misfire again.
12.
Are you adding your proficiency to this or no?
Oh wait.
Oh, for fuck's sake! We've been
Proficiency.
playing D&D for a year, woman.
14. 14. Jesus Christ.
Fucking hell, you hit. Roll for damage.
I forgot. I'm only human.
After all. Yeah.
7.
You managed to kill one. Yay! Sean, it's your turn.
I try once again.
Please hit.
Okay, 16.
You hit.
Yay!
Roll to see how much damage.
6 plus 2 piercing, so 8.
8. You managed to kill one. There's one skeleton remaining. Okay. It is now. It is now the Plague Doctor's turn. Yep, he hits it. Roll for damage. Yep, he fucking kills it. Alright, so all the skeletons are dead. And the black water seems to be subsiding. But the thumping in the hull of the ship continues. What are you guys gonna do?
I'm still down, so I can't do
I
shit.
know.
Whose turn is it?
I say I'm gonna lift Hayes into the ship.
Strength check.
Here you go.
Noodle Arms McKee over here, come on.
Come on, Louis!
12.
Oh boy! As you begin pushing him off, you are suddenly spiraling sideways as the thing from the hull manages to break out, and you see this large skeleton standing at around 15 feet, holding two large hand axes, as he, with large brown glowing eyes, as he's surveying everything. He bellows this mighty scream at the other ship, and I need everyone to give me a constitution saving roll to see if they shit themselves.
Fuck!
Do I still have to do it?
No, you're unconscious, you don't know this shit is happening. You shat yourself.
Good thing I wear the brown pants.
I got a 6.
You shit yourself. Louis, you have to do the save. The plague doctor is unfazed. The captain,
Okay, so-
natural 20s, he manages to not only do that, but suck in someone's shit back in their body.
Wait.
Valkyrie gets diarrhea.
I did
God.
not get a 1. I did not get a 1.
How much?
I got
He got a 2.
You profusely shit yourself.
He got diarrhea.
You never thought you'd have a client that asks for scat. But hey, seems Jackson
Did you
Hayes isn't
remember to
phased
wear
by
the
this.
brown pants?
Alright, so, yeah, the start skeleton, I'm gonna roll initiative for him. Oh, fucking Christ.
Come on,
The
Max,
skeleton
don't kill
go-
us.
This, oh god. I'm gonna say it's not the top of the round yet, but he is going at the top of the round. Oh god. It is now the captain's turn. Kind of looks at it. Oh fuck. He runs over to one of his cannons and he aims it right at it. Oh, alright, he got a 19, he manages. And within a few seconds, you just hear a large bang as he shoots a cannonball right through its ribcage, breaking around 3 of its ribs. It does take some substantial amount of damage. I am surprised. Okay, it took 20 points of damage. Alright, it is now... Okay, it is now its turn. Oh god.
Nice knowing you guys.
The giant skeleton brings down its fists onto the other ship. Oh god. Natural 20. I am going to need a dexterity check from Fergus and Crow.
good body shape.
11.
Okay.
I got a 7.
You are sent flying up in the air and fall back down onto your ass. You use half your movement to get back up, as the entire ship kind of like lurches sideways. The plague doctor saves, the captain saves. Alright. Now the giant skeleton is gonna try and reach over for the cannon. He manages as he picks it up and now has an improvised weapon. That's a fucking cannon. That is the end of his turn. Jackson Hayes, give me another death saving throw.
15.
You save a second save. Root, what do you do?
Accurate route.
I don't even know. I mean, I can't try to shoot it. I don't think my bullets would do anything.
I mean, a cannonball went through it and it seemed to take damage.
Yeah, but it's a cannonball, not a small bullet.
You can try.
Fuck it! YOLO!
Or, so,
If I got a 20, I'm good.
how much?
$18.
Oh boy. You hit. Roll for damage. You can do it.
For fuck's sakes!
How much?
I got a 2!
Plus your modifier, which is +4, so 6 points of damage.
Okay, 6 points of damage.
Feel less shit about yourself. Congratulations.
Yay.
Sean, your turn.
Did I do any damage or?
Yeah, you dealt 8
Did
points of
6
damage.
points.
Oh, okay.
Oh, 6 points, sorry.
I am for it and shoot.
Famous last words.
13.
You miss.
How can I miss a giant skeleton?
You shoot directly through the space in its ribs.
That's highly specific.
That's a thing. It's got an armor class that's higher than that.
Which ribs specifically?
المدني النفس.
Which middle
Wait,
rib?
did you add your fucking proficiency to your bow? Oh, for fuck's sake! You guys should
15
know
plus.
this.
Oh god.
You guys should fucking know this.
I don't usually use melee weapons. So 15 total.
You hit. Roll for damage. Professional podcast, everyone.
6 total.
You deal
6
6
damage.
points of damage. The creature is now bloodied. Well, technically it's not bloodied. You know
It's a
it's
skeleton.
exactly. You don't technically know it's bloodied.
Well,
It has
Technically,
a broken bone.
technically, bones have blood inside of them, so.
Yeah, but it's bloodied as a term and it means it's below half health. Don't question this. All right, it is now Louis. It's your turn. The cum guzzling winch. What do you wish to do?
Can I use Eldritch Blast?
Are you okay? Are you sure you want to do that?
Might as well try.
I remind you that is a spell.
God damn it.
We could just say it was the
I am
wind.
being nice for now. I am warning you. If you in later levels like I cast a spell, I am not gonna like okay you cast a spell. Roll. I am being nice. Are you sure you want to do that, Louis?
I mean, what's the crossbow gonna do?
Damage?
What's a gun gonna do? I dealt 6 points of damage.
A gun!
Well, an arrow, it's pointy.
Or you metagaming. Help!
Where'd the
First,
on
do
stream?
it. Do it, do it, do it.
Fine, I shout help.
What the what? That's a free action.
Louis! Who is down at the moment next to you?
Do it! Do it! Do it! Various, do it!
Do it for the fine.
Do it for the dead memes.
Do it!
What are you gonna do, Louis?
Thingy! The blast thingy!
I think skeleton. I don't know.
What are you doing? What are you talking about?
Jesus fucking Christ.
Do what?
The Eldritch
Whip
Blast!
your dick out and slap it. I don't fucking know. Do something.
Fine, I'll do it.
We'll just blame the wind or something.
You cast Eldritch Blast. Please read the description of Eldritch Blast.
God.
Star Wars, do it!
Do it. Do it.
Do it for the memes.
Oh, that's 66.
Fine.
Guys, shut up!
Guys, shut the fuck up. I actually need to remember what this spell does.
When a hit target takes 1d10 force damage, this spell creates more than one beam. But I can only do one because I'm level 4.
Okay, so roll to see if you hit.
16.
You hit it. Roll for damage.
Wait for damage. Don't you take it or no?
No,
What'd you
you
roll?
roll for damage. You roll 1d10.
The dice that is all 10s? Like 10, 20?
Yes, or the one that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
No, don't use that one.
Check.
Ha. Got a 10.
10 total damage. Mighty
Damage.
suspicious, but okay. You
Wait.
deal
Plus what?
plus nothing. It's an Eldritch Blast.
Oh, okay, 10. Then 10.
Does it have a modifier? We're professional here. I will look it up quickly because I'm not sure and I don't want people to be like, but Eldritch Blast does this. Go fuck yourself. Nope, 1d10. So yeah, you just deal 10 points of damage, which is very fortunate. It is okay. Alright. It is now the creature's go. Oh, and it rolled a natural fucking one. It tries to hit the other ship with the cannon, but ends up yeeting it into the ocean. And it's just like there staring at its hand. And we got a new follower, thank you. Alright. It just stares at its hand. I rolled 2 fucking natural ones! And it has a full-on existential crisis for a moment. It's like, what have I done with my life? Why am I here? Just to suffer. The captain's gonna try and take a shot at it. Manages, so that's gonna deal just 8 points of damage. Okay, the plague doctor is gonna take a shot at it. He hits. He does not a lot of damage. Okay, it is now the top of the round. Mark.
Question: if I save, do I get to stand up and do an action now?
Yes.
15 again.
You manage to save. You're up on your feet. You will use half your movement to get up, and you can either A, throw something, B, try to jump onto the other ship. What are you gonna do?
Can I telepathically link to Black Doctor to tell him to throw me a potion?
Sure, you do that. And like, you want me to fucking knock you out with a potion?
Well, if it breaks and heals me, maybe.
You gotta drink it, you dumbass.
Fine. Can I do an investigation, see if I find not investigation. I grab one of the rusty cutlasses and throw it at the big skeleton.
Sure, give me a dexterity check.
I got a natural 20.
You hit it. Roll me a d6. Whatever the amount of damage plus your dex mod, and then it's doubled.
That's 4 in total. So that's
plus your dex mod?
8. I rolled a 2 and then my dex mod is 2.
Okay, so it's a total of 8 damage. Okay. It is very close. Root. It is your turn. You just see the skeleton having an existential crisis as it has now a large rusty cutlass sticking out the side of its head.
Max, how much hit points do I have now?
You are 1, just 1.
1, okay.
I tried to shoot him again.
Sure. Roll to see if you hit.
$11.
You don't hit. Are you adding your proficiency?
Yes.
Allerwich. Alright. Sean, it's your turn.
I tried to shoot 12, proficiency included.
How much total? Sorry?
12.
You don't hit. As it goes through his ribs again, just purposely to piss you off.
Oh, come on!
Alright. It is now the Plague Doctor's turn. He's gonna take a shot. He misses. Captain. Captain is gonna take out the old trusty other boot. And he fucking crits. I hate this. I hate this. I have to roll for that. I fucking hate my life. Oh! Alright. The captain grabs his boot from the laces, starts twirling it around in his hand like an Ebola, and throws it straight at the creature's head. As it hits, it deals 10 points of damage, as that's all the health it had left, and kills it.
With a boot.
With a fucking boot. I fucking hate
OP.
my life.
Sean!
hate that.
Say it.
It just got booted.
And that's the day that we had an opening on the podcast, folks. It seems that Scroll has died horribly in a car accident. The skeleton literally falls, like starts toppling itself over as it's flipping the black ship. I need both Valkyrie and Jackson Hayes a dexterity saving throw as you're going to try and jump from your ship to the other one as it's
Wait.
tilting.
Did Jackson wake up though?
Yes,
Yeah, I did.
Right.
21 in total, max.
you're fine. Let's see if the wench manages. Natural one.
Yeah.
Oh god!
Oh boy, this is gonna be fun for me. You both jump. Jackson Hayes, with his one hit point, manages to get on the other ship, doing a superhero landing. Valkyrie, you manage to Garfield on the side of the ship and begin sliding down into the water as you take 4 points of damage in the progress in the process.
Okay.
God.
So she goes splat against the freaking
It's just
ship
like,
and it slides down
Yeah, and
slowly.
just like into the water, and like one of the crew members tosses down her rope and helps her up. Shall we take a small break or continue?
Yeah, let's take a small break.
Alright, we're gonna take a small break. Jesus fucking Christ. If you have any questions and or feedback, I'll try to answer them in the break. But for now, we'll say we'll be back in around 5, maybe 10 minutes. Alright? Hope you're enjoying. And we're back after some discussions and calling people fuck nuggets.
Fuck nuggets.
This is gonna be quite a short, like second half. So this is mainly gonna be RP based, for those that don't really want to see that. Yeah. What do you guys want to do? You kind of like manage to all get on the ship. The winch is soaking wet. Nothing unusual.
I asked the plague doctor to actually give me a potion now so I can heal up.
The potion, the plague doctor kind of like reaches in this coat and he pulls out some poppies, and just like you see him squeeze them into this fine red liquid, and he hands it to you.
Me, without questioning it, drink it.
It tastes like ass, but it does heal you 15 points.
That's better than nothing.
All right. The captain's like now searching for another pair of boots. He eventually goes to one of the guys, compares his feet, and is like, "Take off your fucking boots." The guy's like unwillingly takes them off and hands them to him. And just like straps them back on.
I asked the plague doctor, pointing at the box, like, what's that?
In the back of your mind, you just hear rapid reload.
Can I check it out?
He nods. He doesn't really mind.
I start investigating it, I guess.
You just see it's a very basic spring mechanism that allows that when it shoots, it bounces on two strings and automatically like forces the string back in place, as well as drops another arrow for it to be able to shoot.
Fine engineering.
Indeed. A dwarf made that for me.
See, I hear they're really good with their hands.
I also held that Valkyrie is, but I do not wish to test it.
Sorry, can you repeat that?
No, I do not wish to. Shall we venture on? He kind of like turns to the captain and he like sees him go back up to his post. The anchor is now being hoisted back up. And yeah, you begin moving.
So, yeah, so we start moving. Valkyrie, can you take off that ring?
What? Why?
So we can, so the black doctor can see it. Maybe he can recognize something on it.
Sure.
We'll give it back to you if it comes off.
As you begin to try and take it off, you find that it's stuck.
Oh crap.
No.
Well, I mean, you can just look at it when it's still on her hand.
The Plague Doctor kind of like moves over as he sees you struggling with the ring. You like lift up your hand for him to see it, or
Yes.
alright. Oh, Plague Doctor inspects it. He kind of like looks at it for a tiny bit. You see that like its very clothed gloves begins to try and turn it, but it doesn't manage. He looks at it, then he's just puts your hand down and goes inside.
I casually say, nothing.
There's not much to say. It's a family heirloom from a family that's long been damned.
See. Anyways, Valkyrie,
Yes.
I mean, wench, is your stomach empty?
Pretty much.
You sure?
Shut up.
Well, nothing beats after a good battle. There's a nice warm plate of food. Let's go.
I wonder what's on the menu.
Let's just hope it's a big woman. She cooks well.
Yeah, I
Well,
hope so too.
if they were cooking during all this, I hope the food didn't spoil.
The old guys all go there, or
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lawyer?
Sure.
Okay. So, you guys like eventually make it to the canteen, and there are like people all sitting at desks, looking around, not knowing exactly what the hell to make of this evening. Hmm. Kind of like looks a bit confused. The person that is serving is not a woman, but it's someone that you've never met before. It seems to be a very large gentleman who's wearing an overall as well as what seems to be like very torn pants, but he seems quite hygienic.
That's good at least.
Um, bef-
Um,
mhm.
I ask him who he is.
Well, my friend, my name is Brom.
Nice to
Well,
meet you.
well, Bron, what's on the menu?
Well, he kind of like just shoots downwards, and you can see like there's some what seems to be freshly made cornbread, as well as a side of pesto and chicken pate. You may take as
Um,
much as you want.
will do.
I take a bit of each.
Okay.
So I do the same.
Same here.
Yeah.
You kind of realize they're all meant to be taken together because like you dip the bread in the pate and or the pesto and you can do whatever you want with it. It's a good meal. Surprisingly, the plague doctor doesn't show up for this particular meal.
Guys, it's weird. Black Doctor is not here.
What?
Black Doctor is not here.
Where was he last?
I don't know.
You
Um,
can all give me a perception check to see if you would have seen where he went on his way back in.
15.
15, okay.
second.
Okay.
15 as well.
Okay.
Okay, perception. Yeah, it's 15.
Okay.
I got 12.
Okay. No one else?
15.
You guys kind of would have sensed that he went to your room, probably to create more potions and or to contemplate on what has gone on throughout the day. It's been a long day.
Hey,
So-
guys, hold my plate next to you. I go grab another plate and take it to the room.
Alright. You go over to the room.
Shall
As-
we all go though?
If you want.
I asked the guys to hold my plate there.
Okay.
Okay, so
I knock on the door.
nobody responds.
Hey, Doc, it's me.
Still no response.
I open the door.
There's nobody inside.
Where could he have gone? I go search for him.
Sure. Give me an investigation check.
Shit. 11.
I'll say you wouldn't manage, I'm afraid.
No.
You do have
Sure.
another inspiration if you want to burn it, since it's almost like towards the end.
Yeah, I'll burn it.
Alright, can you give me another roll then?
Will do. Oh god.
Natural one.
21 total.
Okay, you kind of like start looking around, and you find him in the cargo hold. He's surrounded by the tarped crates, and he's actually revealed one of them as you see this almost black mass of fur.
Hey Doc, what is that?
He puts a finger up to his mask and realizes he's trying to tell you to be quiet.
Okay, I telepathically ask him, okay, what is that?
One of the rarest creatures of this modern era.
What?
It's on on this ship?
More than likely, somebody has purchased it. They are indigenous to the other continent, sought after as pets.
But won't it be endangered if it goes out of its natural habitat?
They do not care. Everything has a price.
See? Well, I got you some food. I'm guessing you're hungry after all that ordeal.
You may leave it in the room. I just wish to spectate this creature.
Okay. Uh, do you think that they will be happy in their new place?
From my experiences with such creatures that collect them, they are not treated well. Sometimes they are treated like circus animals. But it is not my place to judge. I have no quarrel with those that can afford it. They pay me quite generously for all my medication. Therefore, let them do what they will. It's a shame such creatures must be treated in such a fashion.
Can I give a glimpse to the creature to see how it looks exactly?
Sure, give me an animal handling check.
Handling, handling. Okay. 15.
You kind of figure out this is some kind of ape. Of the black mass of fur almost seems magical in a sense that it's blacker than black. It's causing the area around it to actually be shadowed. You probably think this is some form of like. Give me an Arcana check.
Pana.
Yes.
Okay. 16 total.
You realize this creature is permanently casting darkness around it.
Oh, do you think whoever bought it is gonna study it for the magic?
I do not believe so. Most of the time, they're hunted by thieves who wish to be able to sneak in and out of very private institutions without ever being caught. But their pelt allows them to blend into any habitat, as well as walk around in daylight without even being seen. A shame such a creature must die for the trivial few.
I lay my hand on the cage. Yeah, but it's not our place to set this free, is it?
No, we are but mere guests, and as for the rest, they're all rare, some are quite dangerous. But at the end of the day, we are here only as passengers.
Yeah.
Back in the kitchen. You guys ate, I presume, by now.
Yeah.
During this scene, I'll say that, Louis, you begin to hear something in the back of your mind. Just like beginning to tick away like a clock. How do you react to it?
I try to go somewhere private.
Okay. I'll say like there's a shitter that you can kind of go into. Alright, so you kind of like go in there and you lock the door, which is just like a basic latch lock. What do you do?
I try to see what it's trying to tell.
My ring of one of my previous familiars. Such a shame. I always wondered what happened to him. I will lend you my power for each one of these artifacts you may find. But please, Make sure you don't end up like them. I'm quite fond of your sexual escapades. And on that note, we're gonna call today's session there. I hope everyone enjoyed. I will be sticking a tiny bit whilst in offline mode. Oh, what the fuck?
Wait, what?
Somebody actually donated. Thank you for the donation.
What?
Much appreciated.
Woo! Woohoo!
That actually kind of scared the shit out of me because I'm not used to that sound. Thank you for the donation. Very much appreciated. So yeah, we're gonna call it there. I will stick around after the stream for anyone that has any questions as with regards to the story and or anything else.
He's asking you to read the description before you end.
Read the description of... I'll read the description
The
of
clip.
the thing. One moment. Da-da-da. Can I even read it from here? Louis, can you please roll me a d20? Just... It's for the donation, don't question it.
You got a 15. What was it for?
The donation said, give Louis a d20 roll to see... Oh, okay, rolled. You need to spell it, mate. To see how many naked men he gets.
Oh god.
I swear to God, I know it's you.
It's Reese. It is
Yes.
Reese.
Yes,
Yep.
it is. Anyways, as you're in the toilet, you begin hearing people... Open up! Come on, I gotta take a shit! Come on! What do you do, Louis?
To be evil or not.
Be evil.
You
Fine.
jump out the window.
Poison spray. I blame it on my gas.
Sure, you poison spray the door.
Good lord!
You didn't specify what, so it just like really stink up the place. It smells
You
of
died.
sulfur and rotten fucking eggs. Given you are prone to motion sickness, give me a constitution saving throw. This doesn't help, so disadvantage.
He got a 20!
With disadvantage.
7. A 7.
Thank God you're in the shitter as you upchuck your meal right into the porcelain bowl. And that's... we're gonna call it there. Hope everyone enjoyed. Have a good next week. We should be back on Sunday. Hopefully. Or Saturday. Thank you for watching, everyone.
Jesus Christ.
Take care. See you.
Bye.
Bye.